Has Xabi Alonso discovered the secret recipe for chaos at Real Madrid? That's what it seems like when you look at the recent results and the mood within the team. Rumors about his dismissal are getting louder, and critics accuse him of leading the team in the wrong direction, but what's really behind it? Is he truly the reason for the weak performances of the royal team, or are there other factors at play? Let's take a closer look and find out how bad things really are for Xabi Alonso at Real Madrid. In recent weeks and months, Real Madrid has failed to win several important matches, leading to increasing frustration among both players and fans. The loss to Liverpool in the Champions League in particular was a major setback. In that game, the team delivered a poor performance and was never able to control the pace and intensity of the English side. Liverpool dominated the match, pushing Real Madrid into their own half and constantly troubling the defense. Real couldn't find an answer to the aggressive play and was too easily countered. Their inability to hold onto the ball during build-up play and create chances made the loss even more painful. But it wasn't just that one disappointment. The trend continued in La Liga. The draws against Rayo Vallecano and Elche were telling examples of the current weaknesses in Real Madrid's play. Against Vallecano, the team particularly struggled in the attack, and despite having plenty of possession and attacking opportunities, failed to create clear-cut chances. The creativity was lacking, passes were too inaccurate, and the players often hesitated in the final third. The performance appeared uninspired, and the usual dominance was nowhere to be seen. Fans at the Santiago Bernabéu expected more, but the team couldn't meet those expectations. These games showed that Real Madrid no longer dominates even the smaller opponents with the same ease. The many missed chances and the absence of a clear offensive plan cast a shadow over the team's season goals. Particularly in these matches, the squad lacked the mental strength that has often been the difference in the past. Critics accuse Xabi Alonso of not delivering the dominant, clear Real Madrid football that many had expected. Strong offense alongside a solid defense. Instead, the team often appears too cautious, uninspired, and without a clear tactical structure. This is despite the fact that the squad is loaded with immense potential. In addition to the inconsistent results, there are frequent reports about a fractured dressing room dynamic. Several players are said to be unhappy with Alonso's leadership style. The criticism is that Alonso comes across as distant and unapproachable, and that communication within the team is broken down. On paper, Real Madrid's squad under Xabi Alonso is exceptionally strong. With a total market value of around 1.4 billion euros, the team boasts a mix of established superstars and young talents. In goal, there's Thibaut Courtois, one of the best keepers in the world, supported by Andre Lunin as a backup. But the question remains how well the squad would cope without Courtois in goal. In defense, Alonso has experienced players like Eder Militao, Antonio Rudiger, and David Alaba, who form the backbone of the defense. Younger players like Fran Garcia and Alvaro Carreras provide additional options, but with Alaba, there's a question of how long he can continue playing at the highest level. In midfield, there's fierce competition with players like Jude Bellingham, Aurelien Tchouameni, and Eduardo Camavinga, who are strong both defensively and offensively. Bellingham in particular has established himself as a key player under Alonso. However, Valverde and Ceballos also bring quality and dynamism to the game. In attack, the team is well equipped with Vinícius Júnior, Rodrigo, Brahim Diaz, and Kylian Mbappé. However, the situation with Vinícius remains critical, as he's not always consistently featured, which could lead to dissatisfaction. Overall, Real Madrid's squad is excellently equipped. Alonso now faces the challenge of turning these talents into a cohesive unit and getting the best out of each player to meet the high expectations. Some sources even mention rumors that parts of the squad are pressuring the club's leadership to dismiss Alonso. Some key players, who feel disadvantaged by the coach's decisions, especially regarding the starting lineup and substitutions, are said to have internally called for his firing. A particularly critical issue is Alonso's handling of Vinícius Júnior, the Brazilian superstar who has been one of Real Madrid's most prominent and successful players in recent years, hasn't been used as consistently under Alonso. It seems that his role in the team has been weakened, leading to much attention and criticism both internally and in the media. But it's not only Vinícius who's struggling with his status this season. Other players might also feel underappreciated, which is leading to growing dissatisfaction. In this respect, Alonso is under immense pressure. Another recurring issue in recent weeks has been a sense of alienation between Alonso and his team. Reports suggest that the players lack trust in the coach and can't identify with him. This alienation seems to be impacting the team's performance on the pitch, as motivation and commitment in both training and matches are waning. Real Madrid is a club with enormous expectations. The standards are always high. Titles, dominance, and victories are the measure of success. When these expectations aren't met, the pressure builds. And this pressure is particularly directed at the coach. Alonso's start as a coach was followed with great anticipation. But now, after some inconsistent results, impatience is growing among fans and the media. The series of draws and unimpressive performances have only intensified the criticism of Alonso. Despite the many challenges and the criticism of his decisions, there is one thing that should be acknowledged about Xabi Alonso. He is an outstanding, demanding, and disciplined personality. As a player, he learned from some of the world's greatest coaches such as Guardiola, Del Bosque, Ancelotti, and Benitez, and therefore knows exactly how to handle top players. It is possible that Real Madrid's squad is not ideally suited to his needs. For example, players like Mbappé and Vinícius, whose positions and playing styles don't always align with Alonso's vision. However, Alonso knows how to manage big personalities, and his experience as a player and his education under top coaches make him a competent leader. With his calm and controlled demeanor, he has the ability to motivate a team even in difficult moments. Despite the recent struggles, there's still a lot of positives about Alonso as a coach. It may be that he still needs to find his ideal solutions for the team, but he possesses the right qualities to weather tough phases and learn from those experiences. If he continues to work on communication and the team's dynamics, the squad could soon stabilize again. By the way, if you want to know how good former Real Madrid midfield strategist Toni Kroos really was, be sure to check out our next video. There, you'll learn all about his impressive career and his tireless influence on the game. See you next time.